If you're overwhelmed by stabilizer and don't know where to begin and you are new to embroidery, we're going to rapid fire through the stabilizers that I use and when I use them. We have two cutaway stabilizers. So the first one is your very thick stabilizer. This one's New Bro Thread. And then you have the no-show mesh cutaway stabilizer. So the cutaway stabilizer you want to use on any items of like clothing that you're going to be washing and items that have high thread counts that you want the threads to be very supportive. So again, this one is a thicker material. It's not budging at all. And then you have the no-show cutaway mesh. This is very thin. You can't really see it that well. So you want to stitch on these and then cut around them as close to the stitches as possible for best results. Next, we have your tearaway stabilizer, which is exactly what it sounds like. You can get it in the sheets or in a roll. I like the sheets, but it is exactly what you think it is. You are going to use this as a backing and stitch your garment on top. You want to use tearaway stabilizer when working with thicker fabrics, something that's very sturdy that has no stretch to it. You can do the tearaway, and then after you've stitched it, you just tear it completely off the project, clean it up, and you're good to go, and there's nothing on the back. Now we're going to move into water-soluble stabilizer, which completely dissolves in water. So I have two different kinds right here. So we're going to go over both of them. This one, when I am using like a sheer fabric or something that I need absolutely no residue or anything on the back, I'll use the water-soluble stabilizer, and just with a little spritz of water, it disappears. This water-soluble stabilizer goes on top of your fabrics. So this one prevents your stitches from sinking into anything that's plush, like a towel, or if you're doing a bunny, the bunny ears. So this will make sure that your stitches come out really clean on that fabric and don't get sunken in. And again, just a little spritz of water and it comes off. You can tear it completely off, and then any extra bits, you can just spritz some water on it and it completely dissolves. With my stabilizers, if I'm floating my garments on top of the hoop, I do use this 505 temporary adhesive spray. I use this quite a bit, and I just spritz a little bit on there and it sticks. However, the next stabilizer we're going to talk about is sticky stabilizer. This sticky stabilizer works just like the tearaway. However, it is sticky on here. So I don't have to use any spray on it or get any residue on the materials. I really like using the sticky stabilizer when I'm floating my project on top. And I hoop this just like normal, and then I just cut off the backing in the hoop, and then I'll place my item on top. However, there is a caveat with the sticky stabilizer. I have realized that it does gunk up my needles just a little bit if I'm using it like over and over again. So I do try to either not use it as often, or for like long stitch outs, I'll just go through with a little bit of alcohol and kind of clean off my needle if any sticky residue gets on it. So do like using this, but I do kind of keep an eye on it just to make sure it doesn't mess up my project. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Let me know what else you want to know. And as always, happy crafting.